All right, my friends, question number 4 coming right up. You know what? Let's do a different voice for this one. An Australian company produces and sells books. The monthly cost in AUD Australian dollars for producing X books is modeled by C of X equals 0.4x squared plus 1500. The monthly income in AUD for selling X books is modeled by this function. Show that the company's monthly profit can be calculated using the function and P of X equals negative x squared plus 160x minus 1500. What profit does the company make on producing and selling 6 books? Comment on your answer. What profit does the company make on producing and selling 40 books? Find the selling price of one book when 40 books are produced and sold. And use your GDC to find the number of books for which P of X equals 0. Okay, so you have the problem here. If you need to go back to it, you can just rewind to this point. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to solve the problem, but I'm going to write down some important notes on my paper because I like to write notes on my paper. So I'm going to start with the C of X. So C of X is the cost, and so I'm going to go ahead and put the cost down, and I got 0.4x squared plus 1500, okay? And then it says the income, that's the money coming in. I like income. Income is good. Is negative 0.6x squared plus 160x. Okay, so I got a quadratic here, and I have a quadratic here. Ooh, quadratics, we like quadratics. Okay, and so now what it wants us to do is show that the monthly profit can be calculated using the function, and then it gives us a function, and it wants us to show that this works. P of X equals negative x squared plus 160x minus 1500. And I need to show that that actually works. Okay, so profit is how much money you actually make. So income is nice, but income is just the money coming in. But you have to remember that you had to put money out. And so profit is going to be income minus the cost. And so P of X, like this, equals income minus cost. And so we're just going to do that. We're just going to put the function in, and it'll be fun. Just watch. We'll go negative 0.6x squared plus 160x, and then we're going to subtract the C of X, which is 0.4x squared plus 1500, just like that. Okay? And now we're going to subtract this minus, it's going to distribute to both of those, just like that. And so then I won't need the parentheses anymore because I distributed the minus. And so I have 0.6x squared plus 160x, and then this will be minus 0.4x squared, and then minus 1500, just like that. And so now I'm going to put everything together. And I've got a negative x squared and a negative x squared, and I put those together and use my calculator, or I can use my brain, whichever one I decide like I want to use right now. And I get negative x squared and plus 160x, and then minus 1500. Oh, look, it's the same. I'm so good. Okay, that was part A. All right, let's move along to part B. Part B said, what profit does the company make on producing and selling 6 books? Well, I think that you're going to lose some money because if I put 6 in here, so that's question B says, what is the profit for 6 books? Remember, X represents the number of books. So remember, we're using our nice function notation. And so P of 6 equals negative times 6 squared plus 160 times 6 minus 1500. Now I could do this in my brain, but I feel like being lazy right now. So let's go ahead and use our calculator. So we turn on the calculator and we go negative, and then I put the parentheses and I go 6 squared. Where's my squared? And then plus 150 times 6. Sorry, that should be 160. Subtract 1500, and I get an answer of negative 576. Now, that should kind of make sense because it costs a lot of money to make books. right? You have to pay somebody to write the book, and you have to pay somebody to make a pretty picture on the front of the book. And lots of money goes out to create the book. And then you have to sell books for very cheap in order to be able to sell them. And so it takes a lot of books in order for you to be able to make some money. Okay? Now, of course, the more expensive it is, the less people want to buy it. So you got lots of different things there. Okay? So that's letter B. That it says the comment on my answer, well, that's losing a lot of money. I don't want to lose a lot of money. I'm not going to sell 6 books. Okay, now on to letter C. Letter C. Letter C says, what profit does a company make on producing and selling 40 books? Oh, I'm a little more optimistic about this one. I like the looks of 40. I'm going to go negative 40 squared. Now, I see that I'm going to be squaring the 40, which is going to be a lot bigger than the 6, but that's negative. But then this 160 right here, that's going to be multiplied by 40. Let's check it out. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to go Control V, and then I'm going to go, just kidding, Control C for copy, and then I'm going to go Control V for paste, and then I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to change that 6 right there. I'm going to change that 6 to a 40, and I'm going to change this 6 right here to a 40. Learn how to use your calculator. There's lots of neat things that it can do. Okay, and I'm going to turn it so I don't have that glare, and I'm going to push enter, and I get $3,300. Ooh, what a deal. So P of 40 equals 3,300. Now this is AUD, right? This is Australian dollars. So anyway, we made some money with that 40. So next says, find the selling price of one book when 40 books are produced and sold. So it's asking for the price of one book. Well, that needs to come from the income, okay? So because the profit, remember, is the money coming in. The money coming in is when I sell a book. I sell a book. And so I need to take the total income and divide it by 40, okay? So we're going to go income of 40 books is equal to negative 0.6 times 40 squared plus 160 times 40. So I'm going to find out how much money came in from selling those books. All right, so we go negative 0.6 times 40 squared, and then we go plus 160 times 40, and I get 5,440, just like that. So equals 5,440. So that is how much I got paid for 40 books. So now we're going to take that number and we're going to divide it by 40, because the question was, what's the selling price for one book? So the selling price for one book equals 5,440 divided by the number of books. And you can see on my calculator right here that it's $136 for one book. Wow, that's an expensive book. That better be a special book. It must have pretty pictures or something. Okay, last question, question D. It says, use your GDC to find the number of books for which P of X equals 0. It wants me to find P of X equals 0. Now I'm glad it's going to let me use my calculator, because that's a quadratic and I don't want to have to mess with it. So we're going to go to the graph, and we're going to go to graph entry edit, and we're going to go to the function, and we're going to delete what's there already, because I don't want that one. I don't really want that to show up. So goodbye. Then we'll go up and we'll draw a new graph for P of X equals 0. So that means the function needs to be equal to 0. So I'm going to put in P of X first. So P of X, I have that equation right here, remember? So, sorry, right here. So I'm going to go negative x squared plus 160 x minus 1,500. I'm going to push enter, Whoa! I got a nice picture there. I got a nice picture. Look, I got a couple of curves. Now, you could get the answer from this. You really could. You really, really could get the answer. Okay? But what I want to do is I want to see the whole graph. I want to see it look pretty. Okay? So I saw that I got $5,400 before. No. I got a lot of money before. 3,300. So I'm going to change my Y value here. Okay? We're going to go into menu. We're going to change the window. And, the window settings, right there, window settings. We're going to change the maximum Y value, and we're going to go like 5,000, okay? And then we'll say, okay. And let's see what we go. Oh, now I get a nice pretty graph. Get a nice pretty graph that's a quadratic. Okay, now the question was, use your GDC to find the number of books for which P of X equals 0. And you know what? I see two places. Where F of X equals 0 or P of X equals 0. So I'm going to calculate those using my calculator, and I'm going to go graph and tree. Nope, just kidding. I'm going to go analyze graph, and I want to find the 0 right here. And so I'm going to get 1. I need to go over just to the left of that. See, that's where it's crossing 0 right there. So I go enter, and then I go to the other side, just like that. And it gives me 10. So 10 would be one of them. So X equals 10. And then I'm going to go to the other one. Okay. So there we go. Does it give me another one? No, it doesn't want to give me another one. Okay. Let's go ahead and tell it to do it again. Yeah, we'll tell it to do it again. Okay. Right here. Just like this. Oh, it gives me 150. So 150. So there are two X values that give me 0 profit, and that would be 10 books or 150 books. So you can tell that I probably want this many books right here. But anything between 10 and 150 is okay, because that means I make money, and money is good. All right, so that's the end of this question. I hope that's all right, and that's the end of your homework tonight. All right, see you in class.